Let's start with our first strategy to find equivalent fractions. We're going to use a number line. To use a number line, I started at 0. So I could either write 0 or, in this case, 0 over 2, because I'm splitting my number line into 2 equal parts. So we can check that by making jumps. So start at 0, 1 jump, 2 jumps. I know how many parts to split my number line into by counting the number of jumps to go from 0 to 1 whole. So again, 1 jump, 2 jumps. So I know that there are 2 pieces in my whole. That's what I write for my denominator. So my first jump would be 1 over 2 because I'm showing 1/2 of my number line. Let's show another example. Here's another number line. Here's 0 over 4 equals 0. And I have 4 over 4. Remember, when the numerator and denominator are the same number, we're representing 1 whole. So I'm going to start at my 0, and I'm going to count the number of jumps I make to go from 0 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 equal parts in my number line. That means my denominator is going to be 4 because there are 4 parts in the whole. So 1 would be 1/4. I'm showing 1 part out of my 4. 2 jumps, 2/4. That's the same as 1/2. 3 jumps, 3/4. Jumps, 4/4. To show equivalent fractions, I can compare my number lines by lining them up. So my 1s line up and my 0s line up. I can look at my 2/4 and see that it's in exactly the same place as my 1/2. So they're equal. Let's do another example. Here on my number line, I have 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So starting at my 0, my first jump would show 1/3 because there are 3 equal parts, and I've shown 1 of those parts. Now let's show 2 of those parts. 1, 2. That would be 2/3. And 3 equal parts, that would be 3/3 or 1 whole. Let's see if we can get other number line too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. That means my first jump shows 1/6. What do you think the second jump shows? Right, 2/6. How about the third jump? 3/6, 4/6, and 5/6. And remember, 1 whole would be the same as the denominator and the numerator having the same number. So 6/6 is the same as 1 whole. Now let's see if we can find equivalent fractions. I've my number lines so that they match up. My 1 wholes match and my 0s match. Let's start 2/6. It lines up perfectly with 1/3. So 2/6 and 1/3 are the same amount. They're equivalent fractions. How about 2/3 and 4/6? They line up perfectly. They're the same amount. They're equivalent. The same for 6/6 and 3/3. They're equivalent fractions. They line up. They both equal 1.